Today we are starting off a new series on regional anatomy, which is what I'm covering in pre-med this week. First things first, we're going to cover the shoulder. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here you can see a region of the body of the shoulder, and you can see a couple of main bones. So we've got this one up here. This is known as the clavicle. Okay. We've got this one back here, which is the scapula. Okay, and then we've got this one here, which is the humerus. So going back up here, we've got this clavicle, and it attaches to the sternum via the sternal clavicular joint. Okay, and that allows it to rotate up and down. So when I move my shoulder up, it's moving up here. When I move it down, it's moving down. Okay. Same over here. We've got the clavicle attaching to the scapula via the acromion. This part of the scapula here, this little area that sticks up, is called the acromion. Okay, and it attaches to the clavicle via the acromioclavicular joint. Now, the whole purpose of the acromioclavicular and the sternoclavicular joint is to absorb energy in the body, as well as increasing the body's congruency. What do we mean by that? Congruency is how everything meshes together and works together. Having the scapula here attached to both the sternum and the scapula at the back allows key muscle attachments as well as ligament attachments, increasing that stability. Now, in addition to the clavicle and the scapula, adding those points for muscle to attach, we've also got this process off the scapula called the coracoid process. The coracoid process allows for a crucial attachment point for many ligaments, allowing to stabilize this joint here, known as the glenohumeral joint. That's the shoulder joint. The shoulder joint, as you can see, is not very deep. This glenoid cavity here, it's not very deep at all. And so it's very easy for the shoulder to dislocate if there's no ligaments or muscles there holding it together. Now, the whole purpose of those ligaments is to proximate the humerus, proximate meaning bring it closer to the joint, and prevent it from dislocating under motion. Now, as you can see on the humerus, we've got these bumps here. So this is the lesser tubercle, this is the greater tubercle. We've got this intertubercular sulcus that runs down the middle here. And then also down here, if I can get it, we've got this little bump right there. That's called the deltoid tuberosity. And the deltoid, when it attaches to the clavicle as well as the scapula and the acromion, it will then insert at the deltoid tuberosity. Fun fact about the humerus, it actually has two necks. This fat neck here, that's called the anatomical neck, because that's what its actual neck is at, where it connects to the head of the humerus. But it also has another neck known as the surgical neck right here. The reason why they call it the surgical neck is because when you usually break your humerus, you usually break it over here. It's only when severe trauma occurs where there's a fracture between the head and the shaft of the humerus. That's the only time where it cracks there. Otherwise, it generally cracks at the surgical neck. Now, that covers all the bones today in the shoulder region for regional anatomy. Next video, we'll cover all the ligaments as well as the muscles. And so we get a greater idea of how this joint works, as well as how do we maintain its stability despite the small glenoid cavity. I'll see you guys in the next video.